Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Best June I can remember. July off to a banging start as well. A lot to get into this hour. Today's Major League Baseball card. Bunch of day games, but still a ton to go coming up tonight. Mike Palm joins us coming up in a half an hour, his take on the World Cup. And we begin the hour by going out to the Progressive guest line and talking some association. Brian Geltzeiler joins the program now, does a great job on SiriusXM NBA radio. Make sure you follow him on X at BGeltzNBA. Brian, I know it's very busy time, a very busy time for you right now, so we appreciate the time. Overall, your thoughts on what the Lakers did today and how much they had to give up for Walker Kessler?
Listen, they gave up way too much for Walker Kessler. When you look at it, and listen, it's a double whammy here, guys. It's not only the draft capital that they sacrificed and the lack and the flexibility, the opportunity cost of deciding at some point you need another player to fill a hole, and now you don't have draft capital to help go out and get it. But, geez, they give this guy a lot of money, guys. 4 years and $130 million. And this is a guy that has struggled the last 2 years to stay on the floor. And, yes, he's a good defensive center when he's out there. But, he's getting hurt like this as a young player. So I think that was way too rich. I actually like some of the other stuff that they did. I like Sandro Mamishvili. I think he will help them. I think that's a decent price for him. I think he's a valuable player. I'm a big Quentin Grimes guy. But here's the thing about the Lakers. They played their last card in the last 2 days. So they better think this team is good enough. And when I look at the Western Conference, listen, could they be a 4 seed, a 5 seed, and hang around in that area? Yeah, but wasn't that what they were last year? I just don't know how much they upgraded this situation. Guys, I don't want to be a pessimist here, okay, but it looks a little like shuffling deck chairs on the Titanic.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Very depressing day. Co-sign on that one. You're zigging here a little bit, zagging. Do you like the Clippers' return for Kawhi?
Yeah, he's 35 years old. He played 65 games this year. You guys think he's playing 65 games again in the season? Between him deciding that, he doesn't want to play because he's got to rest his body, between him getting hurt, his lack of communication with an organization. Listen, Toronto, it feels like a desperate move for Toronto, and the Clippers did well with draft capital. Here, newsflash, Clippers were not winning an NBA title with Kawhi Leonard this year. And if you weren't, converting him into draft capital was the right thing to do. They're probably not winning next year either, which means the Brandon Ingram contract is just a sunken cost to collect the draft capital. It's smart. And I like what the Clippers are building here. And now with a 26-year-old Garland, and they drafted Wagler, and I think they'll figure out a deal with Benedict Mathurin, and all of a sudden there's a young core that you can build off of. Listen, if Kawhi works out for Toronto, good for them. Do I think Toronto needed to do this right now? I don't. I don't know that they're a championship contender with him. I think they could have built a little bit longer. Yes, he complements Scotty Barnes well, but he better play 65 games again to be available in the playoffs, because if he's not, you have a problem. And that's my big thing. Listen, let's be clear about this. Brandon Ingram did nothing for Toronto in the playoffs, and they took Cleveland to 7 games in the first round. Yep. He did nothing. So it's not like it was a big loss for them. But again, you gave up valuable future draft capital, not knowing what you're going to be then for Kawhi Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard is at this stage of the game, especially the age of 35. Listen, I voted for him second-team All-NBA last year. He had a super year, but he's always going to be a question mark from now to the day he retires.
I'll tell you this, the reaction that I saw from people who love the deal for Toronto, Brian, they immediately put them like top 2, top 3 in the Eastern Conference next year. Where would you have them in the pecking order?
Listen, pretty similar to where they are. I kind of feel like your top tier in the conference is 4 teams. I still think Cleveland will be there, and they're certainly not done yet. So I think, and obviously New York. Boston, we're not sure what that finished product's going to be, but they certainly made a very valuable addition today in Mitchell Robinson. Yeah. I think they'll be there. And I don't love Detroit swapping out Tobias Harris for John Collins. I think that's a downgrade. And we got to see what happens with Durham, but I do think he'll be back with Detroit. I think Detroit will hang around, and then your second tier is Toronto and Miami. Toronto with Kawhi, Miami with Giannis. That's like the 5-6 team, which, by the way, Toronto last year, guys, landed at a 5 seed. So it's not dissimilar to the Lakers. You take a big swing and a chance. The one thing I'll tell you is that for Toronto, they're not locked into a long-term deal. He's got 1 year left in the contract, but make no mistake about it. He went there and agreed to have a trade there because they're going to sign him to an extension. So they're going to get stuck with him for a little while. And again, this is one where I think they're at a good young core. And although Ingram isn't a big sacrifice, I would have rather had those first-round draft picks to be able to add to it as things go forward, even though they're out into the 30s.
Paulie and Mitch follow the money, VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Brian Geltzeiler, our guest on the Progressive Guest Line with Sirius XM NBA Radio. You were made all the news last week with the Bobby Marks appearance. Help me out here. What's going on with Jaylen Brown, and why is the market so bad that now the report is the Celtics have to drop their offer significantly if they're going to try to move him?
Well, all right, so a couple of things here. You know, Bobby pointed out what the analytics crowd thinks of Jaylen Brown. And some of it's not fair. And by the way, and Bobby stated that in the clip. Yeah. I mean, Bobby did not agree with it and made it very clear he's an eye test guy. And Bobby thinks Jaylen Brown has a lot of value, as do I. The on-court, off-court splits are the big thing the analytics guys go for with him to be able to criticize him. The reality is, with the strength of their bench last year, that probably played more into it than poor Jaylen Brown play. So that's not something that gets me. What I do think is reducing his value is the Twitch streams. Stuff like what he did to Bobby on X, on Twitter on Saturday after we posted that clip. That's not a good look for Jaylen Brown. He was aggressive. He was angry. And the truth of the matter is, you know what? Everybody's got an opinion, and you're not going to control it or craft it. But even as ridiculous, name your source. I mean, Jaylen Brown's a smart guy. Journalists aren't naming sources. It doesn't work like that, guys. You know it. I know it. Like, that act that Jaylen Brown has had since this season ended, I think is turning people off a little bit. And they worry about what kind of personality are we bringing into our organization, especially a team that wants to win now and has other star players, when it looks like Jaylen Brown isn't all that happy to play with another big star. So that's a little bit of a turnoff too. So the Celtics, between the fact that they shopped him and they're turned off with him, and it's obvious others are being turned off for the same reason, it's hurting his value, and it's making Boston's job harder to use his trade value to upgrade the roster.
Well, what is your pulse overall of the situation of where he might land? Like, if you had to bet on a team right now where he's going to play next year to start the season, is there a team that you would bet on, or it's just too confusing at this point?
So, all right. So, listen, there's a Denver deal that keeps floating out there involving Jamal Murray that I think both other teams are looking at other options. And I think if some of those other options fall through, you may see them as dance partners. The one team that I still believe is laying in the weeds here is absolutely the Utah Jazz. Oh. They have a really good young core. Remember who drafted Jaylen Brown? Mm-hmm. Danny Ainge. Austin Ainge, Danny's son, the president of the Jazz, has a very close relationship with Jaylen Brown. They know who they're getting with Jaylen Brown. Yes, they have Darren Peterson, another young star, but Jaylen Brown could go there and do for that organization what Kyrie did for the Mavericks when he went there and helped lead them, granted with Luka, but helped lead them to an NBA Finals appearance. So like that, I think that's an interesting one. And I think the Jazz are kind of laying in the weeds, waiting for the price to come down, because the price doesn't come down. They don't want to pay it. But what helps them is the Kessler deal. They just collected more draft capital. So they could certainly sweeten the deal if they want to at some point for Boston, depending upon the price tag. You know, Brian Windhorst mentioned Cleveland yesterday. And the only thing with Cleveland, listen, Cleveland's not trading Evan Mobley for him. I never would. Okay. However, Donovan Mitchell is due a contract. I mean, he's eligible for a contract extension come July 6th. And those numbers are going to run into the 70s. Jaylen Brown's next 3 years are 57, 61, and 65. That's not in the 70s. And it's not going to be where Donovan Mitchell is. For Cleveland, that may not be the craziest thing I ever heard. And listen, they're pursuing LeBron. There's plenty of teams pursuing LeBron, but James Harden opted out of his deal to be willing to take less money in more years, also to help them bring LeBron James in. But those things could all happen together, as Brian Windhorst pointed out yesterday. So that's another interesting destination for him. I think Portland also lays in the weeds a little bit. Portland went and brought Morant in, and I think part of bringing Morant Scranton was the fact that maybe we could put Scoot Henderson in a deal with some picks if there's some value there. So I still think there's a market out there for him. It's just that, again, it's not dissimilar to what happened with Milwaukee and Giannis. Everybody wants Houston and San Antonio or OKC in the bidding, and none of those three teams are getting in the bidding for this player. None of them wanted to get in for Giannis. None of them want to get in it for Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, very intriguing. Okay, I said this earlier. I mean, I guess good for the Bulls. I'm a big Norman Powell guy. I love his game. There wasn't another contender out there closer to winning a championship than Chicago that could have offered a similar deal?
Look, guys, look at the money that some of these guys are getting. Tobias Harris, who is a really good, efficient role player and did a very good job for the Pistons last year, just got the mid-level exception of $15 million for San Antonio, right? I mean, the money that guys are getting is not huge. You know, you look at Oubre, $8.5 million, Dean Wade, $10 million a year. There's just not enormous money out there. I thought it was a smart move for the Bulls in the respect that you're going to be, if Powell comes out and plays well for you and it's going to be in a high usage role, which he will be in a high usage role, I think he'll have some trade value for them. But the question you asked them, they collected 9 first-round picks or second-round picks for White and Dosunmu, and both of those guys signed for very similar annual money that Powell signs for. It makes you scratch your head. One of those younger players would be a lot more useful for Chicago, who collected these second-round picks and is quietly selling them.
Yeah. Brian, great as always. Yes. Make sure you follow him on X at BGeltzNBA. Listen to him on SiriusXM NBA Radio. Thank you, and we'll talk soon, okay?
My pleasure, guys. Always. Talk to you soon.
Brian Geltzeiler on the Progressive Guest Line.
Great answer on Jaylen Brown. Phenomenal.
That was tremendous. And I'm going to expand on that coming up. His next team odds, because if he's right on this, I think like a couple of bombs could potentially go off if, in fact, they were to be active and make a move for him. I'll explain that coming up next.
Let me get your attention real quick, podcast listeners. I've got something for you that almost feels too good to be true. First, credit where credit's due. If you're listening to this podcast, you're already leveling up your betting game. You're riding along with our best bets and top angles. And when there's a good game on, you're getting involved with a few props and alt markets as well. There's one more layer if you really want to step things up, and that's VSiN Pro. I've mentioned it before, but things are only getting better for our pro subscribers. We just rolled out our MLB prop projections, breaking down some of the best edges across strikeouts, hits, home runs, and more. And that's on top of everything else pro subscribers already get, including public betting splits, expert picks, and betting guides across the sports calendar. If you haven't tried it yet, stop sleeping on it. You can get your first month just $9.99 or save big with promo code POD26 on the annual subscription. Hit the link in the description and start cashing in with VSiN Pro. All right, back to the show.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Update from Seattle, World Cup. Senegal with another goal. They tack another one on. They lead Belgium 2-0, 53rd minute. And I have to say, that was an ultra impressive goal because it was a great pass, and the striker for Senegal had 3 defenders on him, but he played it beautifully off of his chest to get a perfect bounce, and man, did he rifle that by the Belgium keeper to go up 2-0. And again, this is a very important match for most of you, or the fans of Team USA. If USA wins tonight, they get the winner of this match, and that's going to be next Monday. Senegal looks very good today, Paulie.
The real deal, no question. And very disappointed in Belgium. And plus 260 in regulation, plus 140 to advance, plus 320 first half, and that obviously already got there. So this is wild. Incredible performance. And 3.5 now the in-play total, and -1.5, -130 on the spread with Senegal.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with how they played France and Norway going back to group play, and this is not me overreacting to the first 55 minutes of this match. Again, fingers are crossed. Let's get their Team USA. Let's make a deep run.
Got to win tonight.
Yeah, if they
$8
win,
to advance. Come on,
like that's bonkers, man.
Yeah, but I mean, we should be able to win.
We should win.
I feel a lot better after what Paraguay's looked like.
And my early reaction is, if USA wins tonight, Senegal is going to be a very difficult match. And I have a pretty decent bet on USA to get eliminated in the quarters, which would then come in theory against Spain. I'm going to probably have to take a little bit on Senegal to protect that bet. Depends.
I don't know if that's a matchup. I've been impressed by Spain.
No, that's fair.
Yep.
It's fair.
All right, a couple of things here. The Cubs just won 23-3.
Yeah.
Swanson, 3 home runs. And listener Lance. So, and by the way, stuff like this, FanDuel has the best odds. Fanatics also has some good stuff too, but.
And you can find bonuses like at these books almost every day.
So yesterday he was 55-1 to hit 2. And he was 450 to have 2 RBIs. He was 10-1 to have 3 RBIs. He was 22-1 to have 4+ RBIs. And then he hits 3 home runs today. If Kyle Schwarber's 100-1 to hit 3, I can't imagine Swanson's even offered.
Sure.
But then also what you can do in play with, well, okay, next at bat, home run, or will he hit another home run and all this? So the guy comes out today with 8 home runs, and he just did something that hadn't happened since Sammy Sosa, which how many RBIs he's had in the last.
Wow.
Remember, he was an automatic out, and what his batting average was.
Yeah.
And now he's going 3 for 5 with 2 bombs or extra bases in game after game after game. And to have 11 RBIs in one day and then hit 3 bombs and 10 RBIs in the last 2 days, this is nuts.
So for people who want to tail Lance and what he does, I just retweeted one of his things from today. He's on X at Lance Jones IQ. He is officially up almost $21,000 betting on Swanson and Cubs games the last 2 days. And he puts his
2 days.
Yeah, in his last 2 days, yeah.
He wasn't involved last week?
Well, I think he's been involved for a while here.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's also doing his own stuff.
Some Hap stuff on there.
Batter
PCA.
versus pitcher matchups almost every single day. He gets into that.
We said that
the
earlier.
Weather.
Yeah, PCA just had an unbelievable month. What he did, only Gehrig and Ruth pulled off.
Yep. He because he and I go back and forth quite a bit, and he rides the hot players. And boy, oh boy, has it been paying off now for him for quite a while. That's a pretty good score. I wish I would have been tailing him, as I told him earlier today on Swan. I'd like to be up 21,000 betting Swanson in the last 2 days. That'd be fun. And there's also this
55-1 shots, 22-1 shots. Yeah.
So he's got all these national books. He lives in Illinois, I believe. He was adding more to, when Swanson hit his first home run today. He already had to hit 2. He kept adding him to hit more home runs during the game, and I think that he added after he hit his first one. I think he added to hit 3 today.
Oh God!
So the multiplier just keeps. It's like Ultimate X. You got 12 times. You're dealt 3 aces.
Yeah.
Let's dance, pal.
Yeah. Yep.
Good for him.
That is. One more thing, and then we'll get back to, because you got a good tidbit here on some odds with Jaylen Brown. The last 3 days, it's astonishing. All the stuff that looks obvious is winning in Major League Baseball.
It's a little scary.
Right. But to me, it's the Phillies again. The Phillies and Zach Wheeler, $1.40 today, 4th team in history to go from 10 under 500 to 10 over 500 before the break. In June, Wheeler was 4-0 with a 1.71. The Pirates have lost 8 straight, started by Skeens, and he's 0-5 personally with a 4.44 ERA. All about the Phillies today.
Yeah, I couldn't wait for this number to come out last night. If it was short enough, I was going to play him, and I hopped on. It's still at that number. It's still $1.35, and that's what I bet last night. I'm probably going to add more on that.
Yep. The other one, do you have more?
Oh, I was going to say, there's more to this with Wheeler overall. So his 5 starts at home this year, 4-0, 2.03 ERA, 0.84 whip, and 10 Ks per 9. In 33 home starts since the beginning of 2024, his ERA is 2.23, a 182 batting average against, and 11 Ks per 9. If we lose, we lose. I have to bet Wheeler in this game.
That's right. Same with the Brewers. 50-19 run against the Reds. The Reds would be the 3rd team to lose 20 of their first 24 games in the division.
The 3rd team ever?
Yeah. You believe that?
Man.
And Max Meyer. Miami's on fire. Freeland's going. Colorado bad. 9-0 with a 2.60 ERA. Marlins also cheap.
I was going to say,
a 4-game set, and look at what they're doing offensively in every game.
Was it Monday when Sandy went and you pointed that out?
Yeah, he had a great June. He didn't pitch well, but they won 10-7 or whatever it was.
I would, you know what? Sandy looks to be close to kind of being back.
Yeah.
To where he was when he went. Not exactly the Cy Young year, but he's been really good. So in my notes, I put, are the Marlins cheap yet again? Too cheap. Not only that, with Meyer, Freeland on the year is 1-7 with a 7.50 ERA. Okay, the FIP is better, but it's still 5.22. Max Meyer has been a revelation here for the Miami Marlins. He's one of the best pitchers in the National League.
Yep.
And he's $1.40 in this game?
I know.
And they're the hottest team in baseball?
So you're a little scared because the last 3 days have been so easy?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I am.
It's obvious. All right. So Brian Geltzeiler had a good point. The breakdown on Jaylen Brown and why the value's so low and dropping and they can't move him. Part of it is on Brad Stevens. But how about throwing out the Utah Jazz, who got draft picks coming out of their ears here?
Yep. And they have talent, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
The Jazz are, you want to take a swing?
What would that starting five look like? I don't think, certainly I think he wouldn't mind going there too. But I would love to see Brown go to the West, LeBron to the East, Freak already to the East, Kawhi back to the East.
Can we go?
This is juicy.
Can the Jazz do this to have a starting five of Keontae George, Darren Peterson, Jaylen Brown, Lauri Markkanen, and Jaren Jackson?
I would think you might have to put Markkanen in the deal.
Yeah, maybe.
But that's,
maybe.
Yeah,
but
okay.
They also have bench players that they could get rid of with those picks.
Well, I mean, if they're asking Portland for 4 picks,
yeah.
Just if you're Utah, you can just give them picks.
Give them some picks.
After the haul you got here. And those are some great picks. Who knows if Luka's on the team in 2030?
Bingo.
What are they going to look like?
Yep.
That could be a disaster.
Yep.
What are you seeing? Because I remember, Portland was plus 250. Then they pulled out. Denver went from 15-1 to 3-1. And then Utah was a big price.
Utah has moved up 2% today. You can buy them at 4 cents right now, 4%. Get a nice return on the Jazz if you were to go there. The stays in Boston or retires number is down from 33% to 24% today. Portland is down 4% to 12 overall. Denver's down 3% to 7. I'll give you the team. What does the market know? The team that has moved up from 1% to 23% to get Jaylen Brown is New Orleans.
Get out of here. That is wild. Come on.
That can't be.
Is that Trey Murphy?
Yeah, because he's been
rumored
to go everywhere.
I hopefully thought the Lakers could get him. Something that's.
It would be Murphy and what?
Well, I don't know. I haven't put that thought together yet. New Orleans.
They bumped up from 1% to 23%. I don't care for that. That's going to be a nothing move.
Oh, I know.
The Pelicans are obviously not going to, this guy can be a game changer. That's not going to do anything.
He's a interesting fellow, though.
Yeah.
But I'm going to show you. I'll have my own team. I have to look what I did last year with the Celtics. We were the 2 seed. I'll show you, and I'll put up these numbers and these analytics. And I would agree with Brian, though, with the bizarre behaviors.
Also, Paulie, I got to tell you about this, the trade that came in on Polymarket on this Belgium match before it started.
Yes.
My word.
This 4th of July, we're bringing back something we rarely do, the multi-year VSiN Pro subscription. For 1 week only, get 2 full years of VSiN Pro, just $2.99. That's through July 2028 at 70% off the regular monthly price. Every betting guide, the NFL season betting guide that just came out, every best bet, every host, every guest, and the real-time betting splits and AI-powered prop projections. Don't wait. It disappears after the 7th. VSiN.com/subscribe. Lock it in 2 years VSiN Pro, $2.99. VSiN.com/subscribe.
I'll tell you about this massive bet that came in before the match started, and Mike Palm's analysis on USA and Bosnia coming up next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
68th minute right now. Senegal leading Belgium 2-0. The winner here will get the winner of tonight's USA-Bosnia match. We go out to the Progressive guest line. Mike Palm joins the program now. He is the VP of Circa Las Vegas, the Golden Gate, and the D. Before we get into that match, thanks for the time, Mike. We appreciate that. You were on yesterday. Derek was on the show yesterday talking about how popular Mexico is, like, in these parts, right? And when they play in the World Cup, properties across the entire city, I mean, just it's off the charts how good it is. So what are the final returns last night here at Circa after Mexico played and won against Ecuador?
Guys, I wasn't there. I saw videos from both the sports book and from Stadium Swim. One comment from one of our executives after the Mexico goal that went up 1-0, that it was the loudest he'd ever heard it inside a circuit, louder than any Super Bowl or any championship game. Derek was talking about how the rain delay really benefited us because we wouldn't have been able to get half the folks into Stadium Swim. The line was so long at 6 o'clock. But he said we'd have still had people coming in at halftime had they started that game at 6. But it was perfect that they started the game at 7 and everybody got in. And then, the final whistle, several folks were texting that the whole building was shaking at the final whistle. So incredible scene. And of course, I'll make sure I'm there for their next game.
You got to come back with them Sunday, right? I mean, Nigel disgusted with England's performance. Mike, plus 250 to qualify with a home game.
I've never seen a side get dominated like Ecuador did in what I thought was going to be a pretty even game last night. 2-0 doesn't do justice to the score. That was a complete and utter domination from the word go. And, a friend of mine texted that doesn't bet soccer regularly, but bets professionally. And he said, this team hasn't lost at home in a match that meant something since 2013, and they're only minus $1.85 against Ecuador. And I'm trying to argue the Ecuador case, and we're like 10 minutes in. He's like, I don't care what you're arguing. That's not what I'm seeing. And he was right. It was a total domination for this team. Mm-hmm. And England was very, very, very lucky to get by today against the Congo.
Oh, extremely. Do you know, did you talk to that bettor again today? Does he plan on being on them against England?
He's going to be all in on Mexico now. He said he's just tailed some of my plays, but now he's got to go out on his own opinion of what he knows and what he's seen last night.
I can't disagree with that. What do you think tonight now? First of all, the popularity on this USA-Bosnia match, I saw the ratings earlier. I think their match against Turkey did 17 million people on Fox, which is an incredible number. The more people that are going to watch, more people are going to be betting. Is the handle for this match off the charts as well?
And the meaningless match against Turkey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That match against Turkey was the equivalent of a split squad spring training game, guys. I mean, think about that. It had zero ramifications for anyone other than don't get anybody hurt for the USA. I think it will do, and this is obviously now the real tournament as the knockout begins. So I think there's a real fever in this country. Not only has the World Cup been a great event, but everyone is certainly excited not only about the results of the United States, but it's been a fairly exciting style of play with all the goals that have been scored.
Officially, what do you have in pocket for this match tonight? Anything?
I think it's a bridge too far now to lay this big of a price with USA. I bet over 2.5 and laid the price here. Look, Bosnia, I think it was Nigel that said Bosnia was the worst European side in this event. That you talk about a stacked group. That group with Canada was what a lousy group, right? I mean,
yeah.
And they got, I mean, if they didn't have Qatar in there, and then they had the miracle point that they got with the Canadian poor performance in the first game. Switzerland, who's not great, drilled them. I think there's going to be goals tonight, and I can never predict the U.S. is going to shut teams out, right? So, I mean, I would, if I had to name a final score, I'd say 3-1 USA, but I think playing over 2.5 is the safest way to play and not have to lay a big price on USA.
Both teams to score about minus 110.
Yeah, that's not bad either, because I think the one weakness that the U.S. has is that they have an MLS goaltender, right? Everybody else on that team plays in Europe except him. So, it wasn't his fault. The backup was in against Turkey, so you can't blame that. But I don't mind the both teams to score bet at all, Mitch.
You found soccer during the shutdown, COVID, and we're glad to have you. I thought Alexi Lawless had a good tweet. I want to see get your thoughts on this. Guy tweets, I desperately need people who only watch soccer every 4 years to stop suggesting rule changes. The offside rule makes sense. Blah, blah, blah. Lawless comes back. I don't care if this is the first World Cup or the first time you've ever watched soccer. Your reaction and experience is as valid as anyone's. People may agree or disagree. No gatekeeping test. Come into the tent and have your say. There are also so many hardcore soccer fans that have argued that VAR is ruining this sport. I think Lawless is onto something there. What say you?
I agree with Lawless. People are entitled to have their opinions. How are you going to get new fans to the sport if they can't express their opinion?
Mm-hmm.
It took me a long time to get used to the clock counting up, right? And never stopping. It takes a long time to try to estimate how much stoppage time there's going to be. If you're betting these things, you've got to estimate it. And then you've got to try to guess on how long they're going to let it go. If you're still allowed to end game it at that point, you can argue both sides of VAR. I think it does get rid of obvious errors. Does it become too picayune at times? Sure. But ultimately, I think having a replay review of something is better than not. I used to say I was going to hate the automatic balls and strike system. Now I think they should have it on every pitch. And I get there's this drama of seeing the challenges, but why wouldn't you just want to get every pitch right now?
Sure. But for a sport that needs scoring, I would think you have to tinker with the offsides rule. And you also can't have these elaborate celebrations of what happened to Iran, and you think you're advancing, and 3 minutes later called back for something that's, by a toenail, to me, is absurd.
There's certain leagues, Paul, where they give a certain number of centimeters or inches to an offside.
Okay.
Like they don't say 1 centimeter. There's some that say if it's within 8 inches, we're not going to call it offside. And maybe we have to build in that sort of grace area.
That's what the former manager of Arsenal said. That let some daylight there at least.
Yeah.
I think that makes all the sense in the world.
Yep. Looking past this, and we're talking to Mike Palm here, VP Circa Las Vegas. Let's for the sake of this segment, let's assume USA wins tonight, and then they get Senegal. Senegal's up 2-0 right now, 76th minute, coming up on that. Paul said earlier he doesn't know if the winner of that match will get Spain or not. Spain gets Austria, but then the winner of Portugal, Croatia. What do you make of that?
Well, I do think they probably get Spain. I think there'll be a lot of scoring in the Spain-Austria game. It's just Austria's style. Look, they couldn't just take a 0-0 draw against Algeria. They want to press. I think Spain. I think that's also going to be a game that you can play over pretty easily. Croatia won't pose any threat. Portugal will beat Croatia, and maybe Portugal can test Spain. But I do think Spain will come through of that bracket. But you don't have to worry about that, right? You can only worry about the team ahead of you. And if you win tonight, that team ahead of you right now, and for the sake of our bet, certainly looks like Senegal, who is the equal of Morocco and has played Morocco to draws on the African continent. They're always in the finals together. So when you think of Morocco as a Final Four team, I don't think you should not think of Senegal that way. And let's not forget, everybody gave up on Senegal, but they drew into that really tough group.
Sure.
Right. And then were able to put up the goal margin to get in their last game by being able to win 5-0. But it was the impossible group with France and Norway. That was the toughest draw for anyone.
Yep. I don't disagree. And for the record, by the way, this is not going to be an easy match for whomever wins tonight. I mean, if USA gets by Bosnia, and even if they look great, I don't think against Senegal that's going to be a cupcake whatsoever. That's going to be a very difficult match, obviously. All right, Maestro. Thanks for the time, man. We appreciate that as always.
All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow, guys. Thank you.
Give Mike a follow on X. He's at Circa Maestro. Joined us here on the Progressive Guest Line.
If we would then beat Senegal, we would play like Spain or Portugal Friday, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific from Inglewood.
Oh, it is at 3 o'clock Eastern now.
3 Eastern, noon
so
Pacific.
Our show would start at halftime then of that match.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
To go to the semis. That's your big boy.
Well,
right
how
there.
sweaty is that going to be?
Oh, man.
Let me tell you about this bet. Somebody put $7.2 million on Belgium to win.
Oh, stop it.
And
$7 million.
Yeah, it appeared just before the match, and this wallet has only had one previous position. Right before the match started, here's a cool $7.2 million on Belgium.
How much deep dive do you do on some of that stuff where it's like, hey, this guy has only made 10 trades and it's on these specific markets and it's U.S. military stuff?
Well, the military stuff is just, you're going to want to break a window.
I did not see this market, Senegal, to win by shutout, but they're 12 minutes away from doing it. $30 million guaranteed prizes, cash in at Circa with their 3 football contests, no rake. Circa Million, Circa Survivor, Circa Grandissimo. Enter in Nevada. Play anywhere. 30 million guaranteed. CircaSports.com for details. Also check out and get the schedules while you're there. The big and the small. CircaSports.com.
Yep. So the Yankees are 2-10 in their last 12 games, but it gets much worse than that. Details next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
It's good to have you on board. We're live in Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is your spot. Mitch Moss, Paulie Howard. So the Yankees lost again today. They are 2-10 in their last 12. They're on a 7-game losing streak. Here's where it gets even worse than that. In the first 5, they are 0-11-1 in their last 12.
Oh.
So it doesn't matter. You're fading this team if you are the last couple of weeks. If you're just riding these streaks out, you're absolutely crushing it against them. They can't win a first 5, 0-11-1?
Yeah, outscored 43-17 during the losing streak.
The Mets are not any better. Well, I mean, barely. They're 1-7-5 in their last 12. And Peralta got roughed up today by the Blue Jays.
Yep.
The Tigers improved to 9-0-4 in the first 5. The Cubs are now 12-3-5 in their last 20 games.
What
and
a streaky team.
Oh, boy, they defined the word.
Yes, right.
The Brewers have been good in the first 5, 11-3-4 in their last 18, and the Dodgers 22-8-5 in their last 34 in the first 5.
Yep.
Just, I guess you want to keep betting that over against the A's tonight?
Yep. The other one, Lance, would be up probably 200,000 if he was betting Caminero props.
You're right.
He's gone deep 5 games in a row and 8 home runs last 7. There's another one. What he's doing, what Swanson's doing, PCA month he had.
Yep. So Steve Makinen puts out the trends in Major League Baseball every day, vsin.com. There's this one going tonight. Arizona is 19-6. You're up more than 11 units in the last 25 home divisional games with Zach Gallen. And he's about $1.30, $1.35 tonight against the Giants. This is, again, it's been a thing for Gallen for like 3 or 4 years, much better at home than on the road. Don't think I can get there.
Marte hot as well.
Very much so.
He keeps going deep. High total, but I think it's warranted here in this one.
Let me give you some K-props. I'll give you some streaks. Opposing starters against the Diamondbacks, 12-1 under, last 13. Against the Royals, 8-3 under, last 11. Against the White Sox, this was going into today, 13-2 over, last 15. Again tonight for the A's is 4.5. Can he get to 5? Last 16 games against the Dodgers, opposing pitchers are 12-2-2 to the over with their K-prop. But the one bet that I have today, Major League Baseball, again, is the Phillies.
Yep.
Minus 135.
Yep. Makes sense. And I cannot believe that the Pirates have lost 8 in a row started by Skeens.
True.
And he's personally 0-5 with a 4.44 ERA, and Wheeler's been so good. So Windhorst was at it again yesterday. And right before they go to commercial break, you mentioned it earlier with the what if LeBron and Jaylen Brown are on the Cavs? What if that happens? But he also talked about today on his podcast, Hoop Collective, about the possibility, and there could be a surprise team where LeBron could wind up.
I have long believed that if there was an outlier team for LeBron, if he was willing to take sort of, some exception, was Denver.
Yeah.
Because the idea of playing, and like if you notice during the year this year, he was overly effusive with Jokic. And I'll just point out that he has a relationship with Josh Kroenke, the Kroenke family, the owners of the Nuggets. He, I believe, was a guest a couple of times on their yacht in the Mediterranean in the summer.
Okay. Hoop Collective podcast.
Well, that's the kind of information that's good to know, right?
Sure. Have that relationship, yes. And that could be a team that I'm still waiting to see what they're going to do here. This is bizarre that we're not close. We lost in the first round. We have to do something. Joker, if we were back in Serbia, we all would be fired. What are we going to do? And nothing thus far. But that would be epic if he was able to go there as well, and that'd be a big ticket that could cash.
We have a breaking news here in the Senegal match against Belgium. It's now 2-1. Lukaku with a goal, 87th minute. And the next 3 minutes in extra time is going to become very interesting. That you want to talk about the full court press being out here by Belgium to get another one to tie it up. And then, oh boy. Yeah, Paul, your ticket now to advance in this match for Belgium has a pulse. I mean, that was dead 3 minutes ago. Not the case. Can they get one more here and tie it up? He has now 92 goals in 130 international appearances, 2 goals so far in the World Cup. Let's see how Senegal plays this now.
Draw 4-1 to qualify live. Belgium plus 550. See what we had for at extra time.
And immediately, because of how Belgium's going to have to open it up, there was a shot on goal for Senegal.
3.5 under, only minus 190.
Oh, man, I think we might get one. I think how much time do they put up, though, for the added time?
That's what I'm saying.
Does it come down to 4 minutes, or is it going to be 9?
Yeah.
Boy, this is a sweat, man.
No kidding. You had it. This is now with the pressure, they can throw another one on here to go to penalties plus 850 live. 88th minute.
Okay.
But with him, I mean, it's the Miami love, the Le Batard report, the Miami stuff's real. Windhorse with the Cleveland stuff. Tony Rizzo thinks, our guy in Cleveland thinks, give it some time, but it could happen. But, this for his agency to come out and say there's, 10 teams reached out. Yeah, I believe it. But what's the fit going to be, and what does he want to see with the roster?
Oh, another one.
Oh, no.
I told you.
Oh, come on.
I told you just like that.
This was 2-0. How late was it?
You got to be kidding me.
84th minute?
What a collapse. They have scored twice in the last 3 minutes. Oh, Senegal. My goodness gracious.
Who was that?
Oh, their fans. Oh, their fans are just heartbroken. The coach took off his jacket.
Total domination.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And now, although some big tickets could come in here, man.
There's the over, 3.5. I thought they were going to get one. They did. The draw at 4-1 now. And does Belgium actually win it outright?
Before the match, Belgium extra time, 12-1.
Oh, that's a bad job by the keeper.
18 and penalties.
They lob it up. He comes out for it, never really had a chance, and there's a header by Belgium.
Yeah, too far out.
You came out too far to grab it. He tried to punch it out, and he whiffed on it. Stay back. That's probably, is it an easy save if he stays back? It might have been.
Could have been. Read my notes wrong. 11-1.
11-1?
Senegal, 17-1 extra time. 13-1 penalties.
Well, and then how about the ticket I just talked about on Polymarket? The guy for $7.2 million. Is he...
What was to qualify or to win?
Let me get it again.
Was it to win in regulation or to qualify? Because now imagine he gets another one now. Oh. This is tough to take. Oh, we got drama. 2-0 in the 85th minute.
Sure.
We might be here a while. Get comfortable. Give me another shootout for the third time.
We're going to find out in about 8 seconds here. And there's a yellow card now. Okay, we're going to get how much extra time?
I'm going to say 6.
It looks like the person who put $7.2 million was on Belgium to win.
Oh, man.
To win, not to advance.
Too bad. See if he needs another miracle here.
Post that extra time here. Let's see what we're going to get.
You got to be sick. 2-0 in the 85th minute. Come on.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, man. And then plus the opportunities they've had.
If he had the under as well.
Draws minus 380. Belgium minus 150 to qualify. Well, we have another one. 4.5 over plus 270.
7 minutes of extra time now.
7 minutes.
Now we have to sweat this out. Imagine if you had Senegal tickets to make it to the next round or maybe even the quarters or beyond that. I mean, you were dancing for the last half an hour, easy. And it completely erodes like that before you could blink. It's insane, man, for that to happen. And the keeper was very good today until that. I don't know. I did not like what he did there on that goal. But can you...
I can't. I'm stunned.
How about the amount of goals that we're getting late in all of these matches, the way it seems?
Yes. Move over baseball. It will not stop. 2-2 was 14-1 at Circa.
Oh, here's Lukaku again. Get it out, Senegal.
Got a guy open.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. They are on their heels, man. This again, it looked like for the last hour, like USA was going to be playing Senegal. That completely flips here with one more goal by Belgium. Oh, boy, thank God that defender got in there.
That seems cheap on what they are to qualify. The field is tilted.
Oh, they are
$1.40 to qualify. I mean, they are.
Here comes
it's a blitzkrieg right now.
Yeah, it is. Corner kick. You guys got to get it out of there if you're Senegal. Oh, the drama.
Luke, can you do some research? Can we do some goalkeeping numbers, some rankings here? What are we looking at if we go to penalties? What those rankings will look like?
Oh, that's got to be goalie interference by Belgium. the guy tried to kick it and he got, okay. He was steamrolled by a Belgium player.
Have you done that at all? Have you looked at goalkeeper rankings? And
I think you got it. Yeah. Look at this. Look at this move here. He's going to kick it out. Okay, sure.
He's all right. Acting job again. Embellishing. Give him the Oscar.
Derek Heavy D. Hendrickson on the program coming up next, participating in this weekend's Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Contest again this year. Took 10th last season. He ate 30 dogs in 10 minutes. Can any eater stay within 20 dogs of Joey Chestnut? We'll ask him coming up next.